Hey everyone, my name is Black Chaos and this is your guide to greatness for Hearthstone Battlegrounds. Let's begin.
Welcome to the Battlegrounds.
Hearthstone is a digital card game based on lore from the World of Warcraft franchise. Battlegrounds is a free auto-battling game mode in Hearthstone where instead of the usual one-on-one duels, you face off against 7 other players, putting down your minions to create your board and winning a series of battles until there's one last hero standing. This series of videos will be directed at first towards players who are new to Hearthstone, Battlegrounds, or auto battlers in general. Even if you've never played a video game before, I'm hoping this video will help you get on the right track. And if you're a more experienced player, you may have to wait for some of the more advanced videos I'll be posting later down the line. Let's start from the basics. These are Hearthstone minions, and they all come with their own numbers and descriptions displayed on their cards. Down here is the attack and health stats, which indicates how much damage the minion will deal when attacking another minion, and how much damage they can take before being defeated and removed from combat. Up here, we have the minion's tavern tier. This indicates which tavern tier the minion can be found in. More on that later. Now, apart from these simple numbers, we also have certain descriptions and special effects that help really define what each minion is capable of. We're going to quickly run through the major keywords that are used in these card descriptions. Do note that you can always hover over these cards in-game to read their effects and get a short explanation for each keyword that the card has. Battle Cry. Whenever you play this minion from your hand, its Battle Cry effect activates, so it does something only after it is played. Taunt. Taunt minions force enemy minions to attack that minion instead of attacking other random minions on your board. Death Rattle. These are effects that activate when the minion dies. Divine Shield. A minion that has Divine Shield, which is this bubble effect over here, ignores all kinds of damage that is done to it. However, when it takes damage, even once, the Divine Shield is popped. Poisonous. If a poisonous minion deals damage to another minion, that minion gets destroyed immediately, no matter how much health it has. You can basically think of poisonous minions as having infinite attack. Reborn. When a minion with Reborn dies, well, you guessed it, it gets resurrected but with only 1 health. It doesn't keep any of its extra stats and reverts back to its base form. Magnetic. If you play a magnetic minion to the left of a mech type minion, they fuse together and merge their stats, as well as any special effects like death rattles and divine shields. Overkill. Whenever a minion with an overkill effect deals excess damage to destroy a minion, the overkill effect activates. Apart from these major keywords, there are a few more like adapt and immune, which make more sense whenever you describe the minion's effect. Now that you're familiar with what minions are, let's talk about the board itself and how a typical game of Battlegrounds goes. When you start a game, you get to pick your hero, which comes with its own hero power. These hero powers generally influence how you build your board, giving you certain advantages in their own way. Some cost gold to use, whereas some are passive and stay active all the time. We'll go over all the heroes and their hero powers in a different video. Now there are 2 phases to every round. The recruit phase is when you buy and sell minions, play cards, and build up your army. The combat phase is when your minions are pitted against another player's minions. First one to defeat all of their opponent's minions wins the round. Then you deal damage directly to your opponent hero, reducing their health based on the combined tavern tier values of your remaining minions as well as your current tavern tier. If your health drops down to 0, you lose. Game over. Let's start off with the recruit phase. First and foremost, right down here is how much gold you have. You normally start off with 3 gold at the start of the game, and that increases after every round up to a maximum of 10 gold. Buying a minion is basically dragging them to your hero and costs 3 gold. Selling a minion back to the tavern gives you back 1 gold. If you buy 3 of the same minion, they all combine into 1 golden triple minion which usually has double the stats and effects. Plus, when you play it, you get a free minion from one tavern tier above you. Speaking of taverns, this here is Bob, and he's your friend. Bob runs the tavern where you recruit your minions from. This is your current tavern tier, and that's the button to upgrade your tavern tier. It costs a specific amount of gold to upgrade the tavern, and this cost gets reduced by 1 at the start of every round. If you don't like what Bob's offering, you can spend 1 gold to refresh the tavern and get a new set of minions to choose from. If you like a minion but don't have the gold to recruit them, hit the freeze button and you'll keep the remaining minions until your next recruit phase. Keep in mind that there is a timer on the right here which counts down to the end of the recruit phase, so don't be dilly-dallying. During the recruit phase, you can rearrange and buff your minions to suit your strategy. Any buffs that your minions get during the recruit phase are permanent, so this is where you'll mainly be growing your strength. When the combat phase starts, your minions attack in an order starting from your left. The targets are random, but you get to choose who attacks first depending on your order. Keep in mind that any buffs your minions get during the combat phase are temporary, and they revert back to the stats they had during the last recruit phase. Now all the way to the left, we have a vertical bar which shows you the ranking of the heroes currently in the game and who you're up against next, along with some information about them. Hovering over a hero brings up a lot of this information which you can use to help you decide what to do during your turn. You have your current tavern tier here, the number of triples, golden minions they have, and how many wins in a row they've had so far. It also shows the results of their last 2 rounds, letting you know how much damage they dealt or took, as well as the major minion tribe that their last board had. At the end of each round, the rankings update, and you'll never be facing off against the same hero twice in a row. Top 4 is what you'll be aiming for if you want your skill rating to increase, and there are a lot of ways to get there. So with this video, you're up to speed on what Battlegrounds is all about. But there's a lot more to it. So next video, we're going to talk about Bob's Tavern, how tavern tiers work, what are the different kinds of minions, and how we can build our army. I know it's a lot to take in, but once you start playing, it'll become a lot clearer. Don't worry, we're in this together, and we're gonna be great. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.